Did you know that anxiety is automatic, but when we want to relax, it has to be intentional? Anxiety is a natural thing. It occurs naturally, and it's an important part of who we are, so long as we manage it well. One of the things that happens with anxiety when we're anxious, this turns into physical tension and manifests in our bodies and our muscles. And it's really important for us to manage this well, and to manage it, we've got to be aware of it. The Medical Association of America said that 75% of the symptoms that doctors in America treat are the result of excessive stress. And this comes from unmanaged anxieties. While our anxiety is natural, it happens automatically, it happens subconsciously, we really need to learn to manage it well. And some of the things that I've found that doctors generally won't tell us about it is there are tools that we have that are also natural that will help us to manage our anxiety. One of the things I've discovered that helps me is to do focused breathing and what is called boxed breathing. So that's breathing in, inhaling for a number of seconds, whatever you're comfortable with. It might be 3 seconds or 4 seconds, up to you, but then holding at the top of that breath, holding that breath for the same length of time, counting off those seconds, and then exhaling, sometimes even for a little bit longer. So if you've inhaled for 3 seconds, spend 4 seconds exhaling, and then at the bottom of your exhale, hold that for a number of seconds again. And what this does is to calm us and help to center our mind, help to focus on what's happening right now. Breathing is something that we all do every day and night. Subconsciously, we don't actually have to concentrate on it, but when we do, it tends to calm us down and to bring us to the present moment, to right now. And another technique that will help anxiety, when you recognize that you're feeling anxious, get up and move. Move physically, especially if you've been sitting for a long time working, if you sit at a computer for a long time, as I do sometimes. It's really important to get up and move, especially if there are things that are not going so well and that you're feeling anxious about it. Getting up and moving and physically moving your body for a 5 or 10 minute period at least will release beneficial neurochemicals into our bodies. And this helps to not only release the tension and anxiety in our brain, but it helps to release it in our bodies as well. And something else I've realized that really helps when I'm anxious is just to be mindful of it, to accept that I'm anxious and to consider why I'm anxious, to think about it, not just thinking about what's triggered my anxiety, that email that's just come in or a harsh comment from a coworker or anything like that, but what's the real reason that I'm feeling anxious. Something might have triggered it, but it's probably not the reason. So learning to be aware, to accept that I'm anxious, and to be mindful of this as I'm breathing, as I'm doing a bit of exercise, even mild exercise, this can then help me to release the tension that is built up in my body. And then also, as I manage anxiety, I find that I'm not so anxious, but when I am anxious, I'm at a heightened awareness of that, which makes it actually more practical and more functional to do the job that it is there for. We're anxious for a reason, our body's tense for a reason, when there's something happening that is perceived as dangerous. But these days, we're so cluttered with over-information and overstimulation, and we can often tend to focus on things that make us anxious that really don't need to. Wondering how many people are going to view that latest post that we've put on Instagram or Facebook or somewhere else, or that harsh comment that someone said, or another problem that you might be having. As you become mindful of it, as you're really aware of it, and use some breathing and some movement to help dissipate the anxiety, when anxiety really happens and it really is important in your life, you'll just become more attentive to it and more able to respond to it rather than react to it. It's a process of training ourselves to be in control, self-controlled and self-disciplined so that we can lead a more enjoyable life. And by being more aware of our own anxiety and managing it well, we in turn then learn to recognize when other people around us are anxious, and we can help them. Sometimes just a smile or a kind offer to help with something will help somebody else's anxiety to dissipate, and they'll also be able to release that tension. And I'd like to share with you something else that I've realized that we can all do to help us have a better life. If you'd like to know what that is, you can check out this video next. Thanks very much for watching.